Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is a little tutorial on how to do the weekly report. First we need to go into the month that it is, which is May, and create, in this case, a new folder for this week, which is reports due on 5/23. So generally what I do is I go into last week's, copy all that, all those Excel sheets, and put them into the new folder. And you have to go along and change the date here. The ending date of the report is on the 22nd, so that's what all these need to be changed to. And I'll show you also some of the things I do to prepare for the new data. I go into customer survey, go into the customer survey in the final weekly report and just delete all that data. And then there's also these total open tickets here, and go ahead and delete all that data for all the different teams so you can prepare to input new data. And in the weekly report Excel sheet, there's a received, closed, and daily calls, and just delete all that data as well, because that'll be populated here once you refresh the data. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to log into the server, the Heat server, SQL server, and the password here is call1234. And we'll go over to the survey report tab, job, and I've already changed the date range for this week, which is 16th through the 22nd. And just click execute. And we're going to copy. We're going to go over to the customer survey that's in the final weekly report. And we're going to paste that data there. Oops, sorry. Wrong tab. There we go. Okay. Got all that there. We're going to change that date. Quite a few dates to be changed in this. Okay. And also that data needs to be put into the survey report. Just a standalone survey report. It's in that same folder. And again, we change that date. And then just save that. And that will go right back into this folder as a survey report. That's just a standalone survey report. One other thing. There are duplicates in this report, and I've got it automatically set to highlight the duplicates. So all you need to do, you can do it now or do it later. Just need to see there's duplicates here. You just take one of these and delete for each of the duplicates. Okay, just click delete. Okay, those are deleted, so no duplicates in the survey. Now we go to the not resolved over here. I'm going to go ahead and click execute again. And that not resolved actually goes into what's called the total open tickets. Paste that in there and get rid of this first line here. Just delete that. And that also needs to be in a standalone. That data also needs to be put into the standalone not resolved. And just close that and save it. Okay, and we're done with this. Close that. Now what we need to do is get this data, receive calls, close calls, and daily calls. Daily calls can take some time to get, and Internet Explorer seems to work best when going to that server. So that's where we're going to have to log into here if Internet Explorer ever gets its act together. Of course it's not responding. Just click OK for the browser warning. Okay. Password here is password. We're going to go over and click on reports. Call summary. And the first report that I would suggest you run is all queues daily, because that's the one that actually has to go into the report. That data has to go into the report, and it can take some time to run. So you see what I did there. Clicked on today's date, because for some reason it's in a weird backdate state. It doesn't come to anywhere close to today. So we're going to change the date range to 5/16 to 5/22. Click OK. A new window will open. Again, this could take some time. So I think what I'll do is I'll pause this for right now. Okay, so report's done here. And what we're going to do is we're going to export this to Microsoft Data Only. Okay. Now what's important about this data is you need to delete these first 5 rows. Then you just copy this data and put it in daily calls. Okay. Now we have to save this into that same weekly report folder. So daily calls all queues. Save, replace, yes. Then you can close that. Second report that needs to be run here is not too critical, though, but it still needs to be run. And that's just call summary all queues. So just drag that over there. And again, let's go to today. Change it to 5/16. Go to today, and then change that to 5/22, and run that. And when that's done, I'll get back with you. And we're back. So we're going to do the same thing with this data, except it's not going to be put into any of the survey report or final weekly report. So anyway, we're going to just save this. Same folder. Save it as that one. Call summary all queues. And that's it for right now. Okay. Next bit of data is received calls and closed calls. handy dandy all calls received. Click on export to application. Use call logging data source. Click OK, it'll bring up another window where you're going to input your date range. Well, after you tell it to do this. So make sure it's Microsoft Excel and then application. Probably going to get a little warning here. Don't worry about it. So you have to choose this option, which is typical. And leave the rest of this alone. Click OK, and here's your date range window. So 2006, 5, 16, 2. Details, yes. Everything else, no. Or none. Customer type all. So what's important about this is it needs to be sorted properly to get rid of this garbage here. So I have to just sort A to Z, kind of turns it upside down. Then we highlight all that data down to where it ends, which is right there. Well, that's all you need. That's all the data you need. Copy that. Go over to received. Paste that in there. And again, this has to be saved into the folder, the weekly reports folder. Change this to Excel. Save it as that one, just replace it. Just a standalone Excel spreadsheet. Close that. Go back into Heat and get closed. This time we're going to run the closed report. All calls closed. Same thing applies with this data sheet. Sort A to Z. Take all that data. To right there. You don't want any of this stuff. Copy. Closed. Paste. That's it for that. So you've got your data for the weekly report. Let's go ahead and maximize this. You've got received, closed, daily calls in the report. Now we've already changed the dates in the report, so we're good there. What we need to do now is refresh the data, so it'll take all this new data and populate this with the proper totals. Just click OK. Now, next step is to get this spiffy little graph looking good. So we have to take this, click on equal, keyboard, next step is to go through and make sure that this is correct, that it has our people in it and nobody from IT services, desktop and that kind of stuff, because sometimes that happens. These guys not one of ours, so we're going to take him out of this mix. Once in a while, an employee will end up in this HHS admin and just do the same thing I just did to that other pivot table. Okay, so this ends up being copied over to here. So what we need to do is take this data here and put it down into this field. And per weekly basis, sometimes these things change and you have to add and or remove these. But, so if we look here, we've got account maintenance, break fix, business applications, desktop services. See, so far it mirrors it down to IT business administration. But this week there's no IT security in here. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to delete that. Now we have a mainframe, we have a network. Project management this week. This is last week, so we'll delete that one. But we do have reports. So we need to take this, copy it, and do this number, and then click insert and reports. But there's no corresponding reports over here. Left open, or actually closed. This is created, this is closed. So put a 1 here, 0 here. Now it's important to know that there's a formula to get these deltas. And what it is just click on equal, and then highlight that field for tickets closed, and click minus on your keyboard, and then that one, and then click enter. And we have to massage the field a little bit, make it look like the rest of it. So we come in here and format the field. I'm going to change that to 0. And alignment is left indent. Click OK. That's how you make it look like everything else. So let's go back up here. We have reports, server operations, software, telecom. So everything in here is now in here. So next step is to take these totals and bring them down here. So 85 here, put 85 here, 85, go down. Next number is 46 for break fix. Business applications is 43. Desktop services is 174. Our tickets for this week were at 830. Created IT business administration is 14. Mainframe 11. Network 7. Reports, none created. Server operations is 11. Software, put a 0 there because there's, again, Software's over here to the right and tickets closed, but nothing created this week. So just put a 0 there. Telecom is 13. So if you get it right, this number will match that number. And you do the same for the other side. So start over here at 90. Our numbers match. Okay, so proceed on to taking this data and putting it into the final report. Go ahead and change that date on that tab too. There's all kinds of little places to change the date here. Alright, so what we're going to do is this is pretty simple. You don't have to manually input this. You know how to copy paste. So copy, go up to the final weekly report, highlight that, right click, and choose this to paste the values. Not just plain old paste, because there are no references. This all has references here. Data references that go back to the daily calls. So you just want to highlight that again, right click and paste. And now your data matches. All that information is the same. So next, since it's close, we've got this and this are corresponding. So we need to take these numbers and put them in those fields. So 1199, ticket opened by help desk, ticket opened by other teams is 30, HHS admin is 5, ticket 5 to use 1234, total closed 1298. I once had that to auto calculate, but somehow I got messed up by someone. Anyway, so our next one that we're going to fill in is a call priority count. So this week we had 1 priority 2. So we're going to put that there. It's already got it. Next one's priority 3. We had 28 of those. Next one is 1205. Priority 4. That one auto calculates, so just make sure the numbers match. 1234, 1234. Okay. So let's go down here to these two. To this guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and delete that. Highlight all that. You have to go up here to click delete for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy, go over here, and again, be careful how you paste this. This one, you just click the paste option because there's no data references associated with it, so it'll paste all the formatting as well. Next, we need to take this week's graph, copy, go up here and paste. Okay, that looks good. So that's pretty much it. We're done with this weekly report. There's no more data out of this weekly report needs to go into the final weekly report. So what we can do is just want to save it, click Save. Give it a little bit, pray Excel doesn't crash. And of course it has. I'll get back with you in just a second. Okay, I'm back after that nasty crash. So I've recovered my data and got everything back up and running. And anyway, so here's what the final weekly report will look like after you've pasted in all that data from the weekly report spreadsheet. That's pretty much it for the first page. Customer survey, again, I did that earlier and showed you where the duplicates were and how to get rid of those. Because again, when you paste in the survey report information in this tab in this spreadsheet, it's going to automatically highlight in red the ones that are duplicate every time. I don't have anything to do with the last week's survey follow-up. So again, we have these empty fields here and then total open tickets. Let's go back to the survey. What's the next thing to work on? Again, we've gotten rid of the duplicates, and now what we have to do is we have to highlight the bad surveys. So anything with a 2 or a 1 in the survey needs to be highlighted in red. And for some reason, some of the 5s get highlighted in red automatically. I'm not sure why that happens, but it does. So you can turn those black if you like. Okay, so let's go through this and eyeball it for any 1s or 2s. 1 there, we're going to highlight that in red. Highlight that one in red. And just continue on down the list, the rows here. Okay, I think I got them all. And one other thing we're going to do. Oh, we're going to replace, well, actually, delete, null. You look over here, you see all the nulls. We're going to get rid of those by typing in null and replace with, well, blank. So we're going to click replace all, and that'll get rid of those. Click close. Last thing we're going to do before we leave this is to highlight all of this. We're going to click filter, and we're going to click the ticket type. We're going to filter it A to Z, and then turn off the filter. Special request from Shannon. Let's see. Go over to total open tickets now, because that's what we're going to move on to. What we need to do is highlight all of this, starting at line 3 or row 3. And now we're going to click filter. And what we're looking for here is all business applications, to populate the business application tab. So what we do is unselect and then go through and select all applications included in that list is all of these that are obvious. It says application. A couple that aren't so obvious. Criminal justice and CWR, countywide reporting, and HHS group, anything HHS. And I also throw in probate courts application. I don't know if it should be there or not, but I do it. And that's pretty much it. And click OK. Now we highlight all that. Copy. Go over to the business application tab. Click paste. You'll see it'll tell you the total open tickets for that team. And we go back over here and we're going to do desktop next. So this is just break fix and desktop group. Click OK. Copy. Paste. And telecom. Copy. And paste again. And the last one is remaining teams, basically, that aren't included in those groups. So it's web services, systems, Swifts, all of these that you didn't choose before. So hopefully everything was done right. And if everything was done right, you're going to end up with all open tickets and total of open teams is going to be equal 683, 683. If they don't, you made some mistakes as far as choosing the teams and you need to just redo them. And that's pretty much it. Go back in here and change that. I have to go back and change that date again. I did it earlier, but after the crash, after Excel crashed, it didn't retain that. So you go back and make sure you look at everything, make sure all the dates have been changed. Again, last week follow-up you don't have to worry about. Everything looks good. So I think we're done with this report, and all you got to do is close it out, click save, okay. Alright, I'll put you on hold and pray I can save this. Alright, I'm back. I was able to save that. So that's pretty much it. Should take you about 30-35 minutes depending on how smoothly things go. And well, that's it. That's how you do the weekly report. Contact me if you got any questions.